Welcome to the BronxWorks 2021 Building Better Futures Gala. Thank you all for joining us virtually. Please welcome BronxWorks board member Barrett Feldman.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barrett Feldman. I am a member of the BronxWorks Board of Directors. I would like to welcome you to the BronxWorks 2021 Building Better Futures Gala, honoring BronxWorks staff, partners, stakeholders, and supporters who have all helped to make our work possible this year. Like the format of this gala, so much has changed during the past year. Proceeds from tonight will benefit the BronxWorks Building Better Futures Fund so that BronxWorks staff can continue to help the Bronx recover from the COVID-19 pandemic and rebuild stronger than before. On behalf of everyone at BronxWorks, I want to thank you for attending. And now to kick things off, it is my pleasure to introduce our special guest and host, my friend and fellow Wesleyan University alumni, Marysol Castro. Marysol is a host at Pix 11 News and the first female public address announcer at Citi Field, home of the Mets. It's all yours, Marysol.
Thank you so much, Barrett, and thank you all for joining us tonight as we have come together from our homes or our offices to support BronxWorks and their mission to feed, shelter, teach, and support the Bronx community. I'm Marysol Castro, your host for tonight, and it's my privilege and honor to be here, especially as a native Bronxite. Anyone who knows BronxWorks knows that it's an organization that represents the vibrancy, the hustle, the perseverance, and the hope that flows through the communities of the Bronx. Few organizations are as intertwined with the communities they serve as BronxWorks. So when the Bronx began to suffer from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, BronxWorks rallied all the resources they could to provide an arsenal of emergency services to meet the rising needs. We honor foremost the dedicated BronxWorks staff, as well as a key partner in USI. More than that, we honor the work that has taken place and the work that is still to come for the Bronx to recover from this COVID crisis. There are multiple ways to support the BronxWorks Building Better Futures Fund. If you're viewing on your GiveSmart platform, you can donate directly through the link on the side of your screen. You can also visit bronxworksgala.givesmart.com, or you can text BronxWorks Gala to 76278. We hope that as we share our stories, you will make a donation to directly support these amazing programs like the BronxWorks Community Food Pantry, that has, since March of last year, assisted over 1,270 households and distributed over 21,650 bags of emergency food. I'd like now to turn the podium over to Marene Jennings, a member of the BronxWorks Board of Directors.
Thank you, Marysol. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I thank all of you for being here with us tonight. Your support means so much to BronxWorks, especially during this challenging time. I joined the BronxWorks Board of Directors in December of 2019, and as it must be with all newcomers to BronxWorks, whether they be staff or partners or new board members like me, it took time to fully grasp the scale and depth of the work that is accomplished every day in this organization. To say that BronxWorks is large is an understatement. BronxWorks is as expansive as the borough itself. To say that we have a great impact is an understatement. We do almost everything to provide the services that are needed for Bronx communities. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the BronxWorks Board of Directors. Anyone who serves on a board knows that this is a vital role, and I want to thank my board colleagues for their time, dedication, and support of the BronxWorks mission. I would also like to thank all of our generous sponsors and those who donated this evening. Now I have the pleasure of introducing you to the amazing Executive Director of BronxWorks, Eileen Torres.
Good evening, everyone. I want to join Marene in thanking all of you for joining us from wherever you are and supporting the 2021 Building Better Futures Gala, honoring our staff, volunteers, partners, and supporters like you for your enduring commitment to BronxWorks and the important work we do. Throughout this difficult year, our staff have routinely gone above and beyond the call to address the existing needs in our communities and the novel challenges that have stemmed from the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks to the efforts of our dedicated staff and the outpouring of support from generous partners and donors, BronxWorks has been able to expand and enhance key services to address needs such as food insecurity, employment assistance, or digital access, among many other hardships that have arisen this year. BronxWorks has been steadfast, providing services to over 24,000 new clients. We are nearly 1,000 employees strong, working from over 40 different sites spread across the entire borough. Our mission is more important than ever to help individuals and families improve their economic and social well-being. From toddlers to seniors, we feed, shelter, teach, and support our neighbors to build a stronger community. Tonight, by tuning in, know that you are helping to raise funds for BronxWorks programs that represent a crucial bridge for many of our participants. I would like to thank our guests, starting with Marysol Castro, for taking time from her busy schedule to host our event. BronxWorks is also fortunate to have Julia Quinn, author of the Bridgerton series, as well as Major League Baseball legends Mookie Wilson and Willie Randolph, as special ambassadors for tonight's occasion and hosts of our 2 VIP events. I would like to thank our development partner, Gilbane, for their support of our event tonight and for their commitment to investing in Bronx communities. Finally, I want to congratulate and thank tonight's honorees, USI, and especially the BronxWorks staff. You will learn more about this year's incredible honorees later in our program. Thank you all again, and please enjoy the program.
Thanks, Eileen. This year, as COVID-19 dominated the news cycle, BronxWorks made headlines for their efforts to address the effects of the pandemic in the Bronx. At every phase of the crisis, BronxWorks took immediate action to confront the emerging challenges. When food shortages began to spread, BronxWorks expanded their emergency food services from 4 to 12 sites. When schools closed for in-person learning, BronxWorks prioritized digital access for students throughout the organization. When vaccines for seniors or the homeless or the general public became available, BronxWorks set up clinics at their sites to get people vaccinated. These are just a few examples of the work this organization has done to confront the challenges of this past year. We begin our program this evening with an important video that will elaborate on these efforts and more.
Pre-COVID, the Bronx was enjoying a number of economic gains. COVID wiped out all those economic gains.
A nonprofit in the Bronx is making sure seniors don't have to go hungry.
BronxWorks is helping residents, everyone from toddlers to seniors, get through the unprecedented challenges of the coronavirus.
Pandemic really took a hold of the city and in particular the borough.
The New York City Department of Education has distributed 16,000 iPads to kids in shelters all over the city. But when I spoke with him last month, he said they couldn't use them. Like many shelters throughout the city, theirs does not have Wi-Fi.
In the Bronx, a food pantry is changing the way it does things to serve people during the coronavirus crisis.
New York City remains on pause, and many continue to work to protect the health of those living on the streets and in homeless shelters.
We saw the Bronx become the epicenter, the highest numbers of hospitalizations, highest number of deaths.
Those experiencing very high poverty have a COVID-19 death rate that's more than double that of those living in low poverty.
A drastic increase in the number of people needing food.
Back in March, they handed out food to 108 people. Compare that with May, when they helped 788 people. That's a jump of 630%.
A nonprofit group teamed up with a local business to make sure some of Bronx's most vulnerable residents don't go hungry during this time.
There would be high levels of unemployment and the inability to put food on the table.
Organizers say they expect more people to need their services, with the supplemental unemployment benefits coming to an end.
While we're continuing with the pandemic, we're facing really historic high unemployment.
COVID-19, like in many other places, has led to a big spike in the number of people out of work, with 25% of the workforce unemployed.
Roughly 24% of residents there will have faced a food shortage by the end of the year. Since the start of the pandemic, BronxWorks says it has seen an over 60% increase in demand for food and nutrition services.
Senior citizens who live independently are still having a tough time securing appointments.
If they don't know how to do it and they don't have someone to help them, it's really been difficult.
A pop-up vaccination site is just what senior citizens have been waiting for.
The organization prioritized seniors and eligible community members and even transported a dozen residents from Soundview Senior Housing to make their appointment.
Our medical director actually recently got access to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So we've been doing that here at the drop-in center recently, and that's been successful.
It's all important. Everyone needs to get vaccinated.
My name is Tom Watson, and I'm a member of the BronxWorks Board of Directors. Despite the challenges that we face, we do have to look to the future.
We prioritize safety and education for our street homeless population, as well as our clients indoors.
We provided COVID-19 testing at our supportive housing locations alongside virtual and in-person education for our residents. We really brought stability to our clients, many of whom suffer from severe mental illness and trauma.
We spend a lot of time just talking to them and getting their stories, and hopefully we can engage with them and then get them in for treatment.
We maintained our strong relationships with them when most other aspects of their normal lives were cut off.
When it became clear remote learning would be here for the foreseeable future, we knew our family shelter residents would need reliable internet access. BronxWorks worked quickly and got reliable wireless internet supplied to all our family shelters.
We received numerous calls from seniors with their fear of food insecurity.
We're doing wellness calls, outreach. We are also inquiring in those outreach whether there is a need for food or if they would like to have meals delivered to their home.
We did what we could to make sure that people were fed.
I am a participant of the Bronx Work Pantry. I got an 11-year-old granddaughter. People are really struggling.
With our community being the #1 in diabetes, asthma, high blood pressure, and all those other health risks that put you at more risk for the pandemic and COVID-19. It's important to support BronxWorks Pantry because we're providing them with healthy options.
The seniors have been really happy to have the food pantry, especially because they don't have to travel. We even go as far as delivering the food pantry items to their homes.
Being someone who lives off disability, it's such a great help to know that I could get some stuff here that I know that's gonna last me until my next appointment. It's just been a blessing to me and to my family.
Our pantry also provides social services. We want to find out what's going on in your life.
I'm a student in BronxWorks. All the after-school teachers provide me with everything I need. BronxWorks, we create that safe haven for the students. During the summer when we didn't have any program to offer, his mother was really upset. Once she heard back, that we were back in live action and ready to serve, I just noticed there was a smile on her face. Seeing him, he was really happy. I love coming here. I can stay so focused when I'm with them.
Being able to provide a constant for people in these very abnormal times is what's so special about BronxWorks.
The virus hit and my store closed down. I didn't know what to do. They were just giving and giving and giving, and that was every week, during the hard times of the pandemic. I just found employment yesterday, so that's good.
That ongoing level of support is primarily important for the community in this time. We impact and change lives and support so many people with the work that we do.
They have really helped me a lot, and I really do appreciate them a lot.
In the good time and the bad time, BronxWorks will always be there for them.
The story of BronxWorks is inextricably tied to the story of the Bronx. For nearly 50 years, we have seen the Bronx evolve and grow, and we have evolved as part of it. From one office to over 40, from Citizens Advice Bureau to BronxWorks, we have continuously grown our impact by living our mission to feed, shelter, teach, and support our neighbors to build a stronger community. The COVID-19 pandemic brought new challenges for the Bronx and for our agency. BronxWorks has always invested in the people of the Bronx, and that has not changed. We will continue to meet the needs of our communities and help build a better future.
I'm a Bronx resident, and so I literally serve my neighbors.
I was born and raised in the High Bridge developments.
I went to middle school, elementary school, and then college in the Bronx. And to this day, I still live in the Bronx.
There's a sense of community and family that I haven't gotten anywhere else. It motivates me when I see people in the streets and the supermarkets and they're like, hey, Miss McGrew, I'm doing well at work still.
I love BronxWorks. I love the people that I work with. We've grown because of the good work that our staff have done in the community. This is home for me.
It feeds my soul. My grandmother just always told me, you're no one until you are able to give back to where you come from. So what better way to serve your community than working for an organization called BronxWorks?
These are challenging times, and that's why we're honoring our frontline BronxWorks staff members who worked so tirelessly during this past year, during this tragic pandemic. Thank you for helping us to honor them and for supporting the services that we can deliver to the most vulnerable communities in the Bronx.
BronxWorks is here for the recovery of the Bronx, to see it back in its upswing. We're here for the long haul.
It's astonishing how BronxWorks adapted their work to keep their impact relevant and true to the needs of the community. I think it's a testament to how well in tune BronxWorks has always been to their communities and how well positioned they are to help in so many different ways. If you would like to support these initiatives, text BronxWorks Gala to 76278. Your donation will allow BronxWorks to continue these crucial services for as long as they are needed as this crisis persists and will help to rebuild the Bronx stronger than before. I now have the pleasure of introducing our first award presenter. Please join me in welcoming the Chief Financial Officer of BronxWorks, Gordon Miller.
Thank you, Marysol, and good evening, everyone. My name is Gordon Miller, Chief Financial Officer of BronxWorks. When I joined BronxWorks 2 years ago as the CFO, I was immediately struck by the breadth of programming that we offer. From a financial view, it was obvious that we were involved in almost every kind of service, in multiple forms, out of numerous sites and offices, and at the forefront of some of the most impactful initiatives across New York City. The complexity is a matter of fact for BronxWorks, while the importance of the work has never been more self-evident. We could not provide all of these critical services without the partnerships that we rely on. Therefore, I am honored to present our first award this evening to USI Insurance Services. USI has worked with BronxWorks to provide employee benefits for 5 years. They are a forward-looking, service-oriented organization and a perennial supporter of BronxWorks. We are grateful to USI for their enduring partnership. Accepting the award tonight on behalf of USI is Mary Jo Jacobs.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Gordon. Entering the world of BronxWorks has been a gift that continually gives back to me personally and to all those at USI that have had the opportunity to support the good work done by Eileen and the whole BronxWorks staff. To be associated with an organization and its people that give so much of themselves, their personal talent and energy to ensure a more fulfilling, safe, and secure life, a life where individuals feel a greater sense of their personal value. It's just awe-inspiring. USI has a Gives Back initiative that brings our employees together as a community to volunteer for this amazing organization. In past years, USI employees have painted the outside wall at the Carolyn McLaughlin Community Center. Looks beautiful, I know. The hallways and fireboxes. One of my shirts still has red paint from one of those happy excursions, which I wear proudly. But by far, my favorite opportunity was spending time with the seniors at BronxWorks. There, our employees have cooked and served lunch, played bingo, and so much fun, enjoyed a few Zumba classes, which turned into a total dance fest. I can tell you, it's hard to keep up with BronxWorks seniors when they get dancing. Giving back to BronxWorks has been the best day at USI each year and a tradition we look forward to continuing post-COVID. One of my favorite quotes is by Mary Oliver. She says, "This is your one wild and precious life. What are you doing with it?" The folks that work at BronxWorks answer that question every day by giving themselves to the service of others, answering the needs of those that are oftentimes not heard, which in turn allows those they help to more readily approach that same question with greater optimism and newfound confidence. Doesn't get much better than that. Thanks to the wonderful BronxWorks team and all that you do, And thanks for allowing me and USI to be a part of this special day.
Thank you, Mary Jo, and congratulations to you and to USI. The solutions you provide have helped BronxWorks build and empower such a dynamic workforce that is able to help so many thousands more people every year. Our next award is an important one and will be jointly presented by senior leadership of BronxWorks. Please welcome Scott Auwarter, John Weed, and Eileen Torres.
Thank you, Marysol, and thank you, everyone. I'm Scott Auwarter, an Assistant Executive Director at BronxWorks. I'm joined by my colleagues, John Weed and Eileen Torres, to present our final award this evening to Special Honoree. The dedicated staff of BronxWorks have worked tirelessly during the COVID-19 crisis to ensure that all needs, both existing and emergent, of the Bronx communities are met. I want to especially thank our security, maintenance, and outreach staff for their dedication. They did not have the option to work remotely. They did an extraordinary job of keeping our facilities open and our clients safe during these challenging times. The efforts of our staff during this year cannot be overstated. All essential programs, such as our homeless shelters and outreach, supportive housing, and more, have remained open. With modifications to office space and added COVID-19 protocols to ensure the safety of staff and clients, these programs never missed a beat and have been providing crucial services throughout the many peaks and valleys of this pandemic. Thank you to all the staff that have served on the front lines.
Hi, this is John Weed, Assistant Executive Director of BronxWorks. I'm proud to present this award to BronxWorks staff tonight. This year, when new challenges arose, our staff took it upon themselves to adapt and innovate, turning these challenges into stepping stones towards newer models of service delivery. As in-person activities closed down, senior centers and case management programs conducted daily wellness checks for their participants, providing resources and information, follow-up arrangements when necessary, and in some cases, just a bit of interaction to help people get over the isolation of social distancing. Other programs, such as our SNAP education and community health programs, designed digitally accessible content that participants could engage with from the safety of their homes. Workforce development amid a wounded New York City economy and working with members remotely still made over 200 new job placements. And our VITA sites have assisted thousands of New Yorkers to prepare and submit their taxes. This would be extraordinary work by any measure during any year, but to push the limits to deliver services during a pandemic is historic and transformative.
And as the Executive Director, I would like to commend all of the staff at BronxWorks for rising to meet the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and really going above and beyond what was asked of them despite facing hardships of their own. When New York City closed for in-person learning, staff at our family shelters scrambled to install Wi-Fi at each of our 3 residences to support the remote learning of our students. Our children and youth programs have also built infrastructure, setting up learning labs and finding creative ways to engage our students during this tumultuous year. As evictions remain a great concern, our eviction prevention programs have guided thousands of people through their cases and are prepared to guide thousands more. The BronxWorks Community Food Pantry and all of the other emergency food programs that filled in at different sites provided food to countless households. It would be impossible for us to name all of the incredible work that our staff have done and will continue to do as the effects of the pandemic persist. Nevertheless, we want to say to our staff, thank you. We asked our staff to help celebrate this moment and share a special song, You've Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles
from your nice warm bed.
We just remember what your old friends said. Oh, you got a friend in me.
Yeah, you got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
You got troubles, and I got them too.
There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you.
We stick together and can see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
Some of the folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too. Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do.
Me and you. Hey! And as the years go by,
Our friendship will never die.
you're gonna see it's our destiny.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Whoa, you've got a friend in me.
You guys, I'm going to call the Grammy committee because you should all be nominated for that wonderful song. Thank you so much for all of that. And that song is definitely a reminder of simpler times. You know, I am really amazed at every story I hear of BronxWorks staff working with purpose and resolve to overcome the many challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's truly an honor to be a part of this event tonight, recognizing the work you all have dedicated yourselves to. Congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients. I will now turn the screen back to Executive Director of BronxWorks, Eileen Torres, for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Marysol. What a lovely performance. I would like to close tonight by once more thanking our honorees, USI, and of course, our incredible BronxWorks staff. I would also like to thank BronxNet and their production team, as well as the BronxWorks staff who helped produce tonight's event. Thank you to the members of the BronxWorks Board of Directors whose continued support helped make all of this work possible. Finally, a heartfelt thanks to all of you who have tuned in and supported us tonight, in the past or will support us going forward. Your partnership has never been more important. We're not quite through the crisis yet, and we don't know exactly how we'll come out at the end of it. But we do know that as long as it continues, BronxWorks will be here to provide the services that people need. We also know that when we do come out of this crisis, BronxWorks will be there to help build a better future for our communities. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.
Well, that is in fact our show for tonight. On behalf of everyone here at BronxWorks, thank you for taking the time to join us. Thank you for your donations and of course for your support. There, of course, is still time to donate right now by clicking the link on the side of your screen or texting BronxWorks Gala to 76278. You can also support the BronxWorks Building Better Futures Fund after tonight and going forward by visiting bronxworks.org and clicking Donate Now. For those of you who are staying for the event with Julia Quinn, please use the link that was sent to you earlier today. I'm Marysol Castro. It has been so wonderful spending this night with you. Wherever you have joined from, wherever you are, stay safe, be well, and have a good night.
Thank you all for watching the BronxWorks 2021 Building Better Futures virtual program. To donate to support our efforts, scan the QR code here or use the Donate Now buttons on the side of your screen. To learn more about BronxWorks, visit bronxworks.org. Have a wonderful evening.